This is Turner Sports.
The New York Mets have defeated the Dodgers.
The Chicago Cubs are heading to the National League Championship Series.
For the Chicago Cubs and the New York Mets, the line between dreams and reality has blurred. Yesterday's imaginings are suddenly today's here and now. This is the NLCS. This is their time. From the veteran who's seen it all to the youngster who has it all,
This young man has a flair for the dramatic.
the Mets are a team that finds a way.
Daniel Murphy with the head cup play of the night.
This is what we played for, and this is just awesome.
This resilient group now faces a team that had their number all season.
I think we're a different team. We've got a lot of work ahead, so we've got to get ourselves ready.
With an eager and enthusiastic city of believers backing the Cubs, the banter of Billy Goats and Black Cats is beginning to shift to praises of pitching
How do you stop the hottest pitcher on the planet?
and the reverberations of big bats.
Rizzo does it again.
It's been a long time coming for this city, and hopefully this is just a sign of things to come.
Tonight, Chicago begins the next chapter of their postseason story, and they do so in hostile territory. Time to exhale, refocus, and continue to believe in what they can achieve.
This is the team that could erase a lot of history.
The National League Championship Series begins next.
We welcome you to the National League Championship Series. Pedro's already singing, he's so excited. Game 1, Mets-Cubs, here at Citi Field. It is cold, it is windy, the fans don't care. By train, by bus, by car, some of them probably even walk just to get here because it's been so long since the team had that opportunity to get to the World Series. Speaking of droughts, how about the Cubs? A nation divided here. Mets and Cubs fans present for what should be a bananas atmosphere and a windy one at that. As we welcome you inside Citi Field, right next to the Big Apple. It's Game 1 of the National League Championship Series, and our MLB on TBS coverage begins, as always, presented by our good friends at Chrysler, and we are set up and we are windy. Casey Stern alongside my usual castmates, the Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez, Gary Sheffield, and our skipper Dusty Baker. Guys, it's a little bit windy. It says 18 miles an hour, but it feels like 50 here, Dusty.
Yeah, it sure does feel like 50. I was watching batting practice. Those balls, if they're up in the air, you can't call them too soon. The ball's not good. You don't know where it's going because it's swirling inside the stadium. So if you're going to hit the ball out today, you're going to have to keep it low.
Chef is an outfielder, a lot to deal with tonight.
Yeah, you're going to have to communicate with the infielders because, you know, if the ball is hit at the shortstop or second baseman, you got to go hard and nobody can give up on the ball because you don't know what's going to happen in these conditions.
Take me through a pen session before the game, Pedro, during a cold like this with the wind.
Oh, my first step will be going and grabbing a little bit of the grass, throwing it in the air, and finding out where the wind is going to be when I'm on top of the mound. And once I realize that, I realize what to use. If it's behind me, I'm going to be throwing fastballs in and getting a changeup, maybe, if I can. And if it's in front of me, I know I'm going to have a good hook. So I'll probably try to work it along with the wind.
All right, well, the fans aren't worried. They're already pumped. We had a Ding Dong Johnson chant already when we walked in. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup. Matt Harvey against John Lester. Matt Harvey under 50 degrees, guys, so far in his career, 4-0 with a .76 ERA. Let's start with John Lester. Pete, other than that one game against Kansas City last year, brilliant track record in the postseason.
Well, this guy has a pedigree like no one else, and this is a guy that the Chicago Cubs trust to have out there. Perfect for New York, for the hype and the atmosphere that you can find in New York. He's been there on the other side against the Yankees, and now here against the Mets. it's not going to be any different. This is the guy that has cold blood and is able to manage whatever situation comes up. The higher the height, the more calm he'll be.
Well, that's why they signed him.
Yeah, exactly. This guy has been here before. You know, everybody knows about his problems throwing the ball to first base. In Boston, he's pitched in a lot of big games, but his job is to go out here and keep these guys from getting on. If you can't steal, if you can't get
steal
on
first, right?
You definitely can't steal first.
You know, the good news is the Mets are a team that really he won't mind facing in that respect, guys, because they don't steal many bases at all.
Correct.
Got 2 in the last series, but one was that quirky play where Murphy really stole it on the defense, taking third base. But maybe it's not a factor tonight. We'll find out on the other side, though, with Matt Harvey, whether or not the factor of the question marks, Dusty Baker, up in the air. You and I were even talking to Met fans here at the park, and the verdict is out for some of them on Matt Harvey still.
Well, you know, we were talking to security people, and they're here every day, and they get the flavor and the feel of how the people really feel. And they said that, hey, man, if he can get the people back on his side, he can get the love back from New York. If he goes out there and pitches well here, and if there's another game, he can definitely win them over there. But he has to do well.
Well, doing his first pregame interview, you know, he didn't have that fire in his eye. You know, he didn't look like the bulldog we used to seeing. But, you know, now he had a second chance to come back and show the fans what he's made of. If he can get his breaking ball over, because the first game, nothing that was breaking was sharp. If he can get that breaking ball over, the 95, 96 will never change.
Now, you mentioned 95, 96. It's a key factor, Pedro, because there's a lot of heat, including coming from your boy. Come on, give it to us. He will pitch game 2. They've got 3 of the top 5 velocity guys in the league, Pedro.
There we go. That's a good one, TK. I love that one.
He snuck that one in on him.
I don't know. We didn't know about that one.
Marvel is already calling in my ear to try and get you. But a lot of velocity, 3 of the top 5 guys in the National League. Why is that a factor, Pete, against the Cubs?
Well, because the Cubs is a team that so far for this year, I'm not saying for next year or any other year, but for this year, the Cubs are the last at hitting fastballs over 94 miles an hour. And the Mets have 3 guys in the top 5 that can throw from 95 to 100 in a consistent basis. This is concerning for the Cubs. They're going to have to make some adjustment on these guys, and if they don't, they're in for a long test right here.
Yeah, I mean, these guys also strike out a lot, and that's what you got to look at. They get anything above the belt throwing 95 to 100 miles an hour, the Cubs got no chance.
But see, the thing about it, I don't understand young guys not hitting fastballs. Because most of the time, you come out of the minor leagues, you can hit a fastball, but you can't hit a breaking ball.
Yes, that's how you get to the big leagues.
That's how you get to the big leagues.
Yes.
But see, Pedro thinks that if you throw 95 to 100, that nobody's going to hit him. But see, I don't care if you shoot out a bazooka. I'm going to hit it.
Dusty, those are big men fastballs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking triple digit.
Now, shit, where were we? Weren't we some big men?
Because we were going Ding Dong Johnson on that.
Hey, man, they got some big men down on there that I think that should be able to hit this fastball.
They elevated to an area where you cannot hit it,
that's
and
a ball.
They located well,
but
too.
That's a ball, Pedro, up here.
Well,
Don't swing
I'll
at
get
it.
a strike 1 and strike 2 and then get you to chase that one.
I just love the educated wisdom
Yeah.
of the guy to the right who will share at home. We're up here freezing, getting ready. You've got to respect the elements. You've got to let the elements go. You're the only one with a hat on. How are you respecting the elements?
No, because I'm cool.
Tell him, Dusty. Tell him.
We got a lot more coming at you.
Cool
Game
Mama
1
Bear.
of the National League Championship Series. The Cubs and the Mets. It's going to be hot. MLB on TBS coverage. Presented by our friends at Chrysler continues right after this. Don't move.
Chrysler continues to break new ground in fuel efficiency, quality, and innovation, which is impressive. But doing it for 90 years is a reason to celebrate. And there's even more to celebrate with 0% APR for 72 months at the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration event. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus up to $1,500 total bonus cash on 2015 Chrysler vehicles.
130 yards now.
Bill's got a very tough lie here.
Looks like we have some sort of sea monster in the water hazard here.
I believe that's a kraken, Bruce.
It looks like he's going to go with the 9-iron. That may not be enough club.
Well, he's definitely going to lose a stroke on this hole.
If you're a golf commentator, you whisper. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
This golf course is electric.
Exxon and Mobil give you energy for all life's journeys. Because where we go is who we are. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here. Exxon and Mobil are proud Plenty partners. Lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
The Citi Double Cash Card comes in very handy with cash back twice on purchases. Earn once when you buy and again as you pay. That's cash back now and cash back again later. It's cash back déjà vu. The Citi Double Cash Card, the only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase, with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
There's only one way to get a gold PS4. And that is not it. Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for your chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle only at Taco Bell.
MLB postseason pregame show, live from New York on TBS, is brought to you by Chrysler.
We continue our coverage, getting you ready for Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. And we take a look now, guys, at the X factors going into the NLCS. And Pedro, for you, it's really riding on the two shoulders at the front of the rotation for Chicago.
Without a doubt. I think these guys are critical to this team. Without those two guys, Chicago Cubs don't go anywhere. So I'm expecting them to take Chicago as far as they're going to go, because I don't see anybody else that they can really rely and say that that's going to take them out of this road.
Chef, for you look at the lineup with the Mets. Terry Collins stayed the same. David Wright is still in that 2 spot. How about what he needs to do, and what are you seeing with David Wright right now?
Well, yeah, Terry Collins is sticking with his man. He's the face of this team. But the way Curtis Grannis and Daniel Murphy is swinging the bat, he needs to come through, because that way he can extend this lineup. Because I've seen David Wright put the bat on the ball, going to right field. When he does that, he swings beautiful. But when he's trying to pull the ball, his backside is leaving him, and now you see the strikeouts is going up, and it's hurting his team.
Pedro, they always say don't look at the back of the baseball card, adjust on your eyes. How would you pitch to David Wright?
Well, I would attack him quickly. I'll try to get ahead, and then once I get ahead, I stay away from him, because David Wright is not the typical David Wright. He's not making contact with the ball, which is really strange for David Wright. Normally you put the ball in play the other way, and he's not even making contact. So I will attack him right away.
Now, Dusty, on the other side, a guy you had in Travis Wood could be a key factor. Why?
Well, I think he's a key factor because he's their #1 guy, left-hander on the bullpen. He can get right-handers and left-handers out. He can take you 2 or 3 or more innings, because the guy was a former starter, and the guy studied under Travis Lee. And he throws that cutter. Travis Lee caught him the cutter, the changeup, and I tell you, this guy is a bulldog, and he's not afraid of anything, and he's coming to pinch.
Yeah, Cliff Lee, you look at a guy who's had some postseason success, and clearly Wood looking to have the same. Who will have it in Game 1? The anthems, the intros, the NLCS. It gets going on TBS right here next.
Hey, hey.
God gave us free will. And that means, unfortunately, bad people do bad things.
I realized my whole life was a lie.
You betrayed me.
They think he's planning something big. What's going on with you?
We need to get in there. Our window is closing.
This is the sound of a car engine Hidden within is damaging surface wear, up to 75% of which happens during warm-up. But new Castrol GTX Magnatec has intelligent molecules that cling, providing an extra layer of protection from the start. New Castrol GTX Magnatec. Instant protection from the moment you start.
We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp. There are no more monsters to fear. And so, we have to build our own.
Love does not come first. First comes liking them in person as much as you like them online. Zoosk photo verification helps make sure who you like is who you'll meet. Zoosk, first comes like.
HGTV's Tarek and Christina risk it all on Flip or Flop.
The toughest thing about running your own business is trying not to make mistakes. A little mistake could cost a lot of money. Wow.
The houses are completely disgusting when we first walk in.
Oh my God, those are dead rats.
There really always is a problem.
Oh, man, I got fire rate.
But at the same time, it's super rewarding.
Right when you walk in the door, it feels like $1 million house.
Flip or Flop, Thursday night at 9, with new episodes in December, only on HGTV.
Don't miss Ace's biggest ever buy two, get one free LED sale this Friday through Sunday. Buy any two select LED bulbs and get one free. Mix and match from our best-selling, longest-lasting LED bulbs and get over 80% in energy savings.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Our NLCS coverage continues game number 1 between the Cubs and the Mets when we return. The intros and the anthems for Harvey and Lester.
Still haven't tried FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues? Over 1 million fans have already won money. Choose a league. They start at $1. Pick your team. Done. Winners get paid the next day and there's no season-long commitment. FanDuel pays out $75 million a week. Get off the sidelines and get some. Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Love it or your money back. Guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com, enter promo code PUNTER. That's PUNTER.
Tonight we come to let loose. Tonight we come to dance. They try to put us in a box. They try to categorize us the same. We gotta dress like this, we gotta talk like that. But we say no more. Tonight we change things.
Freedom. In the Outback, steak and lobster is back. We're pairing succulent steamed lobster tail or new jumbo lump crab cakes with our signature sirloin for a limited time. Try steak and seafood starting at $14.99. Only at Outback.
Exxon and Mobil give you energy for all life's journeys, because where we go is who we are. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here. Exxon and Mobil are proud Plenty partners. Lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
More data means more freedom to do whatever. That's why AT&T is giving you 50% more data. That's 15 gigs of data for the price of 10. Because the more data you have, the better. And right now, at AT&T, get $300 credit for every line you switch when you trade in a smartphone and buy any smartphone on AT&T Next.
Hey, you know what time it is? Postseason time. That means time to get your favorite team's gear at MLB.com shop. Official jerseys, hats, t-shirts, we got them. Official bats and balls, check. Real deal postseason memorabilia, you know it. What do you want? Stuff for him, stuff for her, stuff for the kids. We got it. Get your piece of the postseason right here at MLB.com shop and get shopping.
MLB postseason pregame show, live from New York on TBS, is brought to you by Chrysler.
The crowd at Citi Field jacked up. They've waited for it, and now they have it. Without further ado, we toss it over to public address announcer Alex Anthony with the introductions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the managers and starting lineups for Game 1 of the 2015 National League Championship Series. First, for the visiting Chicago Cubs. The Cubs manager is number 70, Joe Madden. Leading off, the center fielder, number 24, Dexter Fowler. Hitting second and playing left field, number 12, Kyle Schwarber. Batting third, the third baseman, number 17, Chris Bryant. Hitting cleanup, the first baseman, number 44, Anthony Rizzo. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 13, Starlin Castro. Hitting sixth, the right fielder, number 68, Jorge Soler. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 9, Javier Baez. Hitting eighth and catching in the bullpen, number 3, David Ross. Batting ninth and warming up in the visitors' bullpen, the pitcher, number 34, John Lester. And now, the manager and starting 9 for your National League Eastern Division champion, New York Mets. The Mets manager is number 10, Terry Collins. Leading off, the right fielder, number 3, Curtis Granderson. Batting second and playing third base, the captain, number 5, David Wright. Batting third and playing second base, number 28, Daniel Murphy. Hitting cleanup, the left fielder, number 52, Yoenis Cespedes. Catching and batting fifth in the Mets bullpen, number 7, Travis d'Arnaud. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 23, Michael Kadire. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, number 4, Wilmer Flores. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 12, Juan Lagares. And warming up in the Mets bullpen, the starting pitcher, number 33, Matt Harvey. Our colors are being presented tonight by members of the NYPD Ceremonial Unit Color Guard. New York City police officers Trevlin Headley, Mandisha Hamilton, Michael Wire, Chris Lietta, and Robinson Baranda. Here to honor America with the singing of our national anthem, please welcome Emmy and Tony Award-winning actress and singer, Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sad was that star-spangled banner yet waved o'er the land of the free and the home of the
All right, a beautiful rendition there from Kristen Chenoweth of the national anthem as we get you ready for first pitch for game one of the NLCS. And let's get some predictions. Pedro, how do you see it going down tonight?
Well, I think I would like to give it to the Chicago Cubs because of the pedigree of Lester and not knowing what to expect from Harvey.
I'm going with Harvey because, you know, this guy, this is the game today. This is a big game for him. So I have to pick the Mets in this situation. I think he's going to have a big game.
And I got to pick the Mets in this situation because I think these guys are running on adrenaline big time. And this crowd here, everything I think points towards the Mets tonight.
You know, it's interesting. We were talking, you speak about adrenaline, Dusty. You were just saying this is the time you love most, right, guys?
This is what baseball is all about.
I'll tell you what.
This makes me want to jump.
Even in the cold, Dusty, right?
Even in the cold.
All right, we will be back after the game. It should be fun. Enjoy it. We send you out. EJ, Cal, and Rob will have the call of game one. Matt Harvey, John Lester, Mets and Cubs from Citi Field, and it's on TBS coming up next.
The cool of the day, the scent of the trees, and the sounds from all sides of an orchestra performing entirely for you. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, with active noise cancellation to turn any street into a symphony. The most awarded, rewarding SUV ever.
A Belvedere martini.
Of course.
Shaken, not stirred. Excellent choice, Mr. Bond.
When stories come alive,
they called him into this world.
Sherlock Holmes, I love you.
They'll need every trick in the book.
Divide and conquer.
To save the world.
If you want to live, follow me. Can't help but notice you're not following.
These people are librarians just as much as you are.
The Librarians, season premiere November 1st at 8.
Use your words.
Watch this one fly away! Oh, what a play. Throw to first in time. The Cubs are heading to the National League Championship Series.
Nasty slider from Familia.
Goodbye! That ball was crushed. New York Mets have won the series.
Cubs, Mets, game 1, Citi Field. This should be something.
Here in New York, they have made their way to Citi Field to watch the first ever postseason matchup between the Chicago Cubs and the New York Mets. The 2015 National League Championship Series coverage on TBS is presented by Exxon and Mobil. We get set to break the seal on a best of 7, the winner going to the World Series as the Cubs take on the Mets here on TBS. Well, one way to describe this series would be #power. You got power arms of the Mets. You got the power bats of the Chicago Cubs. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This is Ron Darling, and this is the Iron Man, Cal Ripken. So the Cubs, when they beat the Cardinals, they hit 10 home runs, Cal. But it was also small ball that really could have turned the tide in that series.
Yeah, the Cubs definitely slugged their way into the NLCS. They have some power arms as well, but here's the power bats. Now, they hit 10 home runs in that series against St. Louis. We only have time to actually show you 3 of them. But they do have a diverse offense. They do steal some bases, but they will score with the bunt. Not a suicide squeeze, a safety squeeze, which wreaks havoc. They did it not just once, but twice. This is a favorite play of Joe Madden, especially first and third, 1 out. He likes to use that bunt to cause some confusion.
Joe Madden gives the ball to John Lester tonight. He gets the start. He's got all kinds of postseason experience. But here's a Mets team that just came off a Dodger series in which they beat Clayton Kershaw. They beat Zach Greinke.
Well, they've got to feel confident their offense going in. They can beat anybody, but really for the Mets, it's always starts and ends with their starting pitching. They have Harvey going tonight, Syndergaard tomorrow, DeGrom in the first game at Wrigley Field, and that bottom number is the key number. Can they keep the Cubs in the yard? If they can, they have a chance in the series.
These teams met 7 times this year. The Cubs won all 7, but all 7 were played before Yoenis Cespedes arrived on the New York scene. It's the NLCS. It's the first game, and the first pitch is coming right up.
Luxury is being pulled in a new direction, drawn to an idea whose time has come. Built with a revolutionary carbon core that is lighter, leaner, stronger. Because the best way to predict the future is to create it. Introducing the most innovative vehicle in its class, the all-new BMW 7 Series. Driving luxury.
FanDuel has definitely changed my Sundays. It's made it a lot more interesting.
FanDuel projects it'll pay out $75 million a week on average this football season. Immediate cash payouts, and there's no commitment.
I've deposited a total of $35 on FanDuel and won over $2 million.
Choose a one-week league, pick your team, and join over 1.2 million people who've already won.
It's like the best adrenaline rush ever.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code DEEP.
You are the greatest soldier in a war between our world and the next.
I've seen what's coming to destroy us. Shall we start?
Who says that a witch can't hunt witches?
The Last Witch Hunter, rated PG-13, starts Friday.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that playing cards with Kenny Rogers gets old pretty fast?
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. when you're sitting at the table. What? You get it?
I get the gist, yeah.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This 2015 NLCS telecast on TBS is brought to you by Exxon and Mobil, proud Plenty partners. By BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. By IBM, IBM Watson can help us outthink our biggest challenges. And by Charles Schwab, own your tomorrow.
So glad to have you with us tonight here on TBS as we begin the National League Championship Series. Going to be about 45,000 in here. The temperature is 45 degrees, and it will be dropping as the night goes on. The forecast is good, but it is definitely October weather for October baseball here in the NLCS. Tonight's batting order presented by Exxon and Mobil. Dexter Fowler leads it off for the Cubs, followed by Kyle Schwarber, who's homered 3 times in this postseason. Chris Bryant, the likely Rookie of the Year in the National League, hits 3rd. Then it's Anthony Rizzo, Starlin Castro, Jorge Soler, Javier Baez is the shortstop. Addison Russell not on the NLCS roster after his hamstring injury for Chicago. David Ross behind the plate, and John Lester does the pitching. How about the defense there, Iron Man?
Yeah, let me set the defense for you. Matt Harvey's on the mound. He's throwing to Travis d'Arnaud. Moving around the infield. You got David Wright with his 2 Gold Gloves. Michael Kadire over at first base tonight. Different. Daniel Murphy and William Flores at shortstop. Moving to the outfield, Juan Lagares with his 2014 Gold Glove. And on each side of him, you got Curtis Granderson and Yoenis Cespedes.
Well, you know his story well. Matt Harvey, an all-star in 2013, then had to have Tommy John surgery, missed all of last year, won 13 ball games, including one in the postseason 5 days ago.
He started Game 3 in the Dodger series, the National League Division Series, and did get the win. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 earned runs, had those 4 straight hits against him in the 2nd inning as the Dodgers scored 3 times, but the Mets broke out the big bats in that game to win going away. Let's take a look at the umpiring crew here for the opener. Rob Drake is behind the plate, Tim Timmons at first. The crew chief is Ted Barrett, Paul Emmel at 3rd. Eric Cooper down the left field line, and Bill Miller makes the calls down the right field line.
I think we tend to forget sometimes that this is what a joy it is for the umpires to get called to be in the postseason. All so worthy.
I was just looking at Harvey's stats. You talked about keeping the ball in the ballpark in the opener. He's given up 18 bombs, which kind of surprised me a little bit, but maybe not more in the first half than in the second half.
Dexter Fowler makes his way to the plate as the first pitch approaches here in Game 1.
Was it just me, or as the Cubs were introduced, it seemed like one guy got bigger than the other? This is a huge, talented lineup.
Yeah, wait till those 2, 3, and 4 hitters step in. You'll know exactly what Ron Darling was talking about.
Well, Fowler's no small guy himself. He packs some power in that leadoff spot.
We are ready to go. Harvey into the wind. Strike 1.
Boy, look at his pitch arsenal. You'll see 2/3 of his pitches are fastballs. He has 188 strikeouts this season, but 80 were on changeups, curveballs, or sliders. So he's got the full arsenal.
Took something off there and had Fowler fooled. It's 0-2. Fowler hitting .300 in the postseason, which includes the wild card win over Pittsburgh, and takes it in tight. A ball and 2 strikes.
You know, when a power pitcher, a guy with a good fastball, has control of the changeup, from a hitter's perspective, you just can't wait long enough for the changeup.
One down as we check in with Sam Ryan. Sam.
Ernie, and much of the talk towards the end of the season on Matt Harvey was the innings limit, his first season back following Tommy John surgery. A couple of starts were skipped there. Well, he started Monday, as you mentioned. Now today back on normal rest, normal routine. He said as a starting pitcher, you get into your routine. I'm excited about being back on my normal routine on normal rest. And he said, I am all in for the postseason.
All right, thank you, Sam. Here's the Hulk, Kyle Schwarber. Stands 6 feet tall, weighs 235, used to be a linebacker in high school, and you can see why. The 1-0 from Harvey. There's a strike. Even up with a ball and a strike.
Harvey's got great command of that changeup early. Throwing it at will in different counts. Strikeout pitch and also from behind in the count.
This is taking a long time to be shifted on in Major League Baseball today.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Not as dramatic a shift as we sometimes see, but Wilmer Flores basically behind the bag at second. Daniel Murphy in shallow right on the grass. The 1-2. 2 up, 2 down, 2 Ks.
Well, we talked about it with the weather affect the ability to grip the pitches. Not so far for Matt Harvey. Getting the changeup over, and now the wrinkle of the curveball gets Schwarber swinging.
How often was that your experience, Ron?
It's harder, and the wind. It's very windy tonight. It's very cold, but you know you got that sweat working, especially in the first inning.
Chris Bryant swings at the first pitch, had him played perfectly. And Matt Harvey sails through the first. We head to the bottom half here on TBS.
This is the quest.
Winning an NBA championship
Takes a lot of commitment. You have to be prepared every single night to battle.
Stop and know what I don't know, but I've been told I stick on it, like Sharona, knock it over. Time to go for the pot of gold, 'cause they say kings never die.
The NBA on TNT.
Today we're going to talk about trucks.
Works for me.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing?
Ford. I would say the Ram.
Okay, let's move to the second door. Best V8 horsepower.
The Ram. I say Ford on the V8.
Chevy.
What about this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year?
Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
The Ford?
There's no reason why they shouldn't be.
Let's see how you did. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
No way.
Chevy.
Wow.
That's a clean sweep.
There are those who stop and those who push on. So go, be something more.
Every insurance policy has a number, but not every insurance company understands the life behind it. For those who've served and the families who've supported them, we offer our best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Tonight's batting order for the Mets is presented by Exxon and Mobil. Curtis Granderson leading off, David Wright in the 2-hole, then Daniel Murphy, the star of the clincher for the Mets. Yoenis Cespedes in the cleanup spot, then Travis d'Arnaud. Michael Kadire gets the start at first base. Lucas Duda has been struggling, and Kadire has seen a lot more of Lester. Wilmer Flores is the shortstop. Juan Lagares in center field. Matt Harvey does the pitching.
Oh, John Lester, number 34. We've seen that number a lot in the postseason. Signed to that big contract just for these kind of games.
Granderson hit .389 in the Dodgers series. 7 out of 18, knocked in 5 runs. Lester to the plate, and Granderson shortened as if to bunt. There's only one Cub on that side of the infield, and it's Javier Baez.
Even if you play shallow over there, if you bunt the ball down the line, that angle that you're taking to catch it is still very difficult for the person playing in the third base role over there.
It's like you're running away from first, and you'd have to try to throw it to first.
Now Baez backpedals with the count 1-2 on Granderson. Lester to the plate.
We were talking to Joe Madden before the game. He said he knows when Lester's on, when that low fastball has great carry on it. And all the hitters think it's going to be down. It ends up being on the knees. When it has great carry, that's when he has his best games.
Lester's 16th postseason game, his 14th start. And that was tapped up the middle, should be easy. And Granderson is thrown out. Matt Weiner also working the field tonight. Matty, what you got?
AJ, a carryover from the NLDS. Because the Cubs beat the Cardinals in 4 games, they're able to start by far their top 2 pitchers here in New York. You mentioned John Lester's experience. This is his 5th start in an LCS. And Joe Madden said about Lester pitching in a big game is always, quote, tasty. But as you mentioned, they won't have their regular starting shortstop, Addison Russell, in the lineup. He's been left off this roster because of the strained hamstring he suffered against the Cardinals. Talented but raw Javier Baez is the starter for this series, and his pros and cons were on display in that NLDS. He came in for Russell, immediately had a couple of shaky defensive moments, including an error, but responded in Game 4 with a 3-run homer in the clincher.
All right, thank you, Matt. And here's David Wright in the air to left, a long run, and Schwarber makes the catch. That ball was sinking fast. The big guy got there and then showed everybody that he caught it.
It was sinking because of lack of speed, Ernie. It was a jam job, and Wright thought he had a hit. Schwarber's made himself into a pretty good left fielder. Made a nice sliding catch here.
Schwarber's going to get a bill from the groundskeeper on that little dive.
Replace your divots.
They've asked a lot of this kid to move to different positions just to get that bat in the order.
Yeah, I saw him start the wild card game, that basically a Game 7 to start the playoff run. He was in right field. And he hit a ball that probably capsized 2 boats in the Allegheny. Daniel Murphy. Man, what a Game 5 he had in Los Angeles. Hit the home run, had the heads-up base running play, which led to the sacrifice fly that tied the game, and then he later untied it. A ball and a strike. That ball's well hit to right. Did he get all of this one? Yes, he did. They have been waiting to erupt here at Citi Field, and Daniel Murphy just gave them reason to. Here's Cespedes.
Talk about some notches on your belt. Kershaw twice, Greinke once, and now John Lester.
What else? Who else you got? Bring them on.
I'd love to say he was sitting on that little breaking ball, but he's just seeing the ball so well, I think he just reacted to it.
He says, I like hitting in front of Cespedes.
Fourth home run of the postseason. Sixth run batted in for Daniel Murphy, the longtime Mets second baseman. That's out of play. And certainly a lot of speculation, Ronnie, about the future for Daniel Murphy, that being a free agent, this could be it. They've got kids in the organization. And if it is indeed his last, man, is he making it memorable.
Well, maybe they had a chance to sign him before this has happened. Ka-ching every time he comes to the plate.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Cespedes. We mentioned the fact that all 7 of those Cub wins over the Mets came before this guy came. And what an impact he had. But here in the first, he is a strikeout victim. Daniel Murphy. Who else? 1-0 Mets.
Hello, Kent Jennings. I haven't seen you since that TV quiz show.
Hello, Watson. You can see now?
I can recognize people, analyze images, and watch movies.
Well, I wrote a few books. I did a speaking tour.
I've been helping people plan for retirement, and I help doctors identify cancer treatments.
Is that all?
I've recently learned Japanese.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic.
I haven't learned sarcasm yet.
I can help with that.
Hey, we need to ship this cork to Downtown Architects in Baltimore.
Right on.
To our newest associate, Karen.
And her very bright future.
When the unexpected strikes, will you be ready? Join the over 1 million small businesses who trust the Hartford to help them prevail.
Hi, I'm Eli Manning, and I have NFL Sunday Ticket Max. It lets you watch NFL Sunday Ticket games live on all your devices, like your phone, so the games go wherever you go. Without Sunday Ticket Max, you can't do all that, so you can spend Sundays with your miniature trains.
Hop aboard, Mrs. Nesbitt. Next stop is Manningtown.
Don't be like this, me. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket Max. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS.
You are walking a very fine line, my friend. Tried to trust you, didn't work out.
I don't think Ryan's the best person to emulate around here.
It's good to know. What do you do for a living?
I'm a fighter.
What's that like?
I saw everything.
You can't tell anyone. You are out of control. We believe in you.
I'm asking you if you can help me.
Take my money. I might kill you.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires that go the distance inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Well, we moved to the top half of the second inning. I'll tell you what, you shake hands with that guy right now, Daniel Murphy, you get a third-degree burn. Man alive. Mets did not homer in 3 games here against the Cubs in the regular season. They strike first here. Anthony Rizzo. Murphy wants it and squeezes it. Got some wind swirling here tonight at Citi Field. Run everything out.
That was a big league pop-up right there.
I always say the reason you call it a big league pop-up, it's high enough that it even makes big leaguers a little nervous.
Absolutely.
Well, you saw it on display there by Rizzo. The Cubs are a young, talented bunch. They are very aggressive at the plate. And if you've got your good stuff, you might get through some innings with a low pitch count.
He retired Bryant on the first pitch to end the first and gets Rizzo on the first pitch to start off the second.
Well, they're very aggressive, but they're very patient at the same time. They'll look for a good pitch to hit early in the count, but they usually run the count deep. They walk the most in the National League.
And they strike out the most. In fact, they struck out more than anybody in baseball, 1,518 times in the regular season. Shade over 9 a game. A ball and a strike to Castro. On the ground to third. David Wright throws across. 2 up, 2 down. Official caps, hoodies, jackets, and more. Celebrate with your favorite team at the MLB.com shop. It is definitely a hoodies and jackets and more night. That's for sure.
You know what's interesting, guys? In the last game, we saw Harvey pitch and kind of just get through those 5 innings. Did not have a good slider. He's thrown like almost a different version, a little cutter, both to Chris Bryant and then there to Castro.
Both those guys hit the ball at the end of the bat, which makes you not want to hit the rest of the night when it's cold.
Hoodies, jackets, and more. There you go. Soler is modeling the and more on this chilly night here in Queens. Caught the corner. 0-2.
Well, Soler's actually makes sense to me. He's got a turtleneck and a hat on with long sleeves. Cespedes didn't. He had short sleeves in the same coverage.
Steve Wright, 3 called. Another 1-2-3 inning for Matt Harvey. We head to the bottom of the second.
Do you really think that's a good idea?
If everyone jumped off a cliff, would you do it too?
You'll lose interest.
It's just a phase.
It hurts me more than it hurts you.
Where are your manners? Were you raised by wolves?
You're gonna give me a heart attack. When you have kids, you'll understand.
This is the life of a rebel. Sorry, Mom.
This season, T-Mobile knocked it out of the park. We've doubled our 4G LTE coverage across the country since last year, and the hits keep coming. Our new extended range LTE signal reaches twice as far and is 4 times better in buildings than before. Think you know our LTE coverage? Think again. Share your fan photos and videos with hashtag the Big 7th for a chance to be on TV during the World Series on Fox.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
We're family. We'd do anything for each other. But this time, those bonds were definitely tested.
Frog leg for my baby brother?
Don't frogs have, like, 2 legs? So they should have 2 of these? Since I'm active duty and she's family, I was able to set my sister up with a sweet membership from Navy Federal.
If you hold it closer, it looks bigger.
Eat your food.
My big sis likes to make tiny food, and I'm okay with that.
Open to the armed forces, the DoD, and their families. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Hey man, let's play ball.
Oh, he pops it in at center field. Could be trouble.
I see Walker. Go, 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 go,
However you play ball,
play ball. Go to playball.org to find out more.
Tomorrow on TBS, Game 2. Cubs and Mets here at Citi Field. Hit the air at 7:30 with MLB postseason pregame on TBS presented by Chrysler. And then on Monday on FS1, it's Game 3 between the Royals and Blue Jays. Change of venue, they go to Toronto. Game will be at 8. Kansas City goes up there with a 2-0 lead. Big comeback today against David Price to take a 2-0 lead in that series. Travis d'Arnaud leads it off, the Mets catcher, here in the bottom half of the second. The 1-0 from Lester. Little blooper. That's going to fall.
Well, Cal, if you're going to hit it off the end of the bat, make sure it's a hit.
Yeah, it feels a heck of a lot better when it lands in safely. Ball a little away from him. Had a good approach on it. Hit it right towards the end of the bat with enough carry to get it out in right center field.
Cubs and Mets played 3 of their 7 games here at Citi Field. Cubs won them all, and the Mets never had a lead in any of those 3 games. They lost 1-0, 2-0 in 11, and 6-1. They lead 1-0 here in the bottom half of the second. And here's Michael Kadire.
Kadire's in the lineup. Terry Collins telling us because of all of his experience in the American League against Lester.
Up the middle. And the only play will be to first. Oh, they called him out at second as well. That was some fancy footwork out there at second.
I think he was able to drag his foot back and hit the bag.
Javier Baez gloved it. And did get the corner of the bag. Great play.
It's a great shot right there. You can see the bag move. He just wanted some sort of contact and the bag moved. He definitely got it.
6-3 on the double play. And here's Wilmer Flores.
It's a great play to be able to all that traffic up the middle and get that ball right before it got to Castro, and maybe that outside of the foot just braced the bag.
Yeah, it looked like the heel caught the back of the bag. In the air to right and out of play.
And if you ask the people who watch the Cubs every day, losing Addison Russell was a tough loss. He was really playing fantastic baseball at shortstop. But Baez has so much potential, so much power. And we saw there a slick glove.
Two balls and a strike.
Yeah, I was curious when Joe Madden was talking about him. They said he can make all the great plays. Might even have a little better range than Addison Russell. But Addison Russell just makes every routine play as well as the great ones.
Fouled back by Flores, who was 3 for 10 in the series against the Dodgers. Tonight's Chevrolet pitch tracks, the Lester Arsenal.
Well, that breaking ball is usually that back foot slider he'll throw to right-handed hitters. That pitch right there.
And it missed. And the count full, 3-2.
Well, I think that was a little bit deceiving because he mixes in his fastballs and his cutters that sometimes are looked on as fastballs. I think the 15% might be the bigger breaking ball, the one we just saw. Because it seems like nothing he throws goes straight. Here's a backdoor cutter.
On the ground to third. Bryant to Rizzo. And that'll do it in the Mets half of the second. Double play ball was big for John Lester. We head to the third.
So here I am in the middle of nowhere with my customer. And I turn around and there's 3 rattlesnakes.
Oh, right at the good part.
Hey, Dave.
I got it.
I got it.
What? We got a meeting at noon.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry, Rob. You're covered.
Okay, sorry. Where was I?
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
Looking sharp, Len. Who's the lucky lady?
I'm going to the bank to discuss a mortgage.
See, you need a loan, you put on a suit, you go crawling to the bank. This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to LendingTree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
Everything you need to get a better mortgage, clothing optional. LendingTree, the place to shop for money.
Okay.
Awkward.
Every night, we're searching for something. Something different. Something unforgettable.
This is Bob. Bob's on a first date, so he's not thinking about where to buy his next set of tires. But if he were, all he'd need to know is TireRack.com.
Right now, he can get up to a $120 Visa prepaid card when he buys a set of 4 select Kumho tires. For details, he'd go to TireRack.com/Kumho offer.
But Bob's not thinking about tires. Bob's thinking, should I tell her about that thing in her teeth? TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
The sleeper pick, the guy only you believe in. In 1 week fantasy football on DraftKings, he can be the difference. So trust your gut. Trust your numbers. Trust your Uncle Vito if you want. But know this, that sleeper is out there. The question is, who's gonna play him? This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Play this Sunday for your shot to become a fantasy football millionaire. Play free with promo code HOTDOG.
Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services. That a guy like you, Cal, got to appreciate a play like this made by Baez.
I was just trying to read the first step. It is interesting, though, when you do play with an everyday second baseman, you get to know each other's movements. That was a risky play, cutting in front of Castro, but he showed off his athletic ability by catching it, finding the bag, and still making an accurate throw to first base.
And here is Baez leading off the third. Matt Harvey has sailed through the first 2 innings on 16 pitches, striking out 3. A ball and a strike. You heard Matt Weiner in his report talk about Baez and the big home run he hit in that Cardinal series after replacing Addison Russell. 21-year-old shortstop. Got a hamstring issue. And here it was in game 4. Oppo.
If you want to find something impressive, come out and watch him take batting practice. He has got all kinds of power all over the field.
Couple of bounces to short. Flores gets him by a half a step. Flores had to hurry. That ball had a couple of big hops in it, and he got him.
Got him by half a step. It's a good internal clock by the shortstop, by Wilmer.
Now here's David Ross. Ross catching John Lester, as he often does in this one. And batting 8th. And that missed. A ball and no strikes.
It's nice to see that it's not only us that have a little gray in our beard. The veteran Ross.
It's his veteran presence on this team has meant so much. When you're a team loaded with 20-somethings, it's good to have a guy like Ross trying to settle the ship, loosen guys up.
like having an extra coach when you have David Ross on your ball club.
A 1-1 a little high, 2 balls and a strike.
That makes you a personal catcher, that stat right there.
Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ross, 38 years old. Broke in with the Dodgers, has been with the Pirates, the Padres, the Reds, the Red Sox a couple of times, the Braves, and the Cubs here in a playoff year of 2015. And this ball's hit pretty well down the line in left. Keep your eye on it. That is a foul ball.
That's one of those 2-strike changeups right here that is not as effective against a righty because it's coming into him. Almost a mistake that went for a home run.
Two-two. And he struck him out. Strikeout number 4 for Matt Harvey.
Again, he comes with that little slider, does Harvey, that stays right on that outside part of the plate and by Ross. He's tightened that pitch up for this game. Much more effective. Maybe the 4 days rest has put him in a better place.
John Lester takes a strike, 0-1.
He looks extremely sharp to me. Even the balls that are called balls seem like they're at the edge of the strike zone.
It's been 8 up and 8 down. 4 strikeouts, and nobody's gotten the ball out of the infield off Matt Harvey. And here it comes. Strikeout number 5. Middle of the third. 1-0.
This is iPhone 6s. Not much has changed, except it responds to the pressure of your finger, which changes how you read a text, read an email, read the news. Wait, you read the news?
Yep.
Of course you do. The camera shoots 4K video now, and selfies have changed. Now your screen is the flash. That's gonna get like 1 million likes.
Thanks.
Actually, photos themselves have changed. They move now. So yeah, that's what's changed.
There are garages, and there are BMW service centers. There are mechanics that use parts, and there are certified technicians that use genuine parts. There are waiting areas, and there are lounges. You can't compare the experience, but you can compare the cost. Competitive prices for genuine parts and service. Receive a BMW brake service starting at $239.99 now through December 31st.
This is perfect, celebrating our anniversary with a strawberry shortcake shake.
Wait, what anniversary?
Of coming here yesterday? You totally forgot.
No. Here, look, I got you something.
Oh my gosh, is it a watch?
Have your cake and drink it too. New ice cream cake, shakes, and cones. This is how you Sonic.
My husband got the organist at Fenway to play my favorite song.
During the 7th inning stretch, my mother told me that I was going to be a big sister.
This is the dirt from the old Yankee Stadium. It was at my wedding and the birth of both my sons.
I had my first kiss ever on the kiss cam.
My lucky charm.
My dad came back with 10 baseball helmets.
Games after my bedtime. My father, he had this smile on his face that was incredible.
Bank of America asks, what's your favorite baseball memory? Share it all season long using hashtag MLBMemoryBank.
Some moments are worth the journey. We'll help get the most out of every mile. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
What if there was a bank that didn't just ask members to save, but also helped them to save? That allowed families to keep more of their money, letting them use any ATM nationwide for free. And because every dollar matters, didn't nickel and dime its members with monthly fees, saving them more than $345 million in 1 year. that would be a different kind of bank. That would be USAA Bank. Go online to find out more about our free USAA secure checking account today.
All right, sports fans, follow the postseason right from your phone with Team Stream by Bleacher Report. Get the latest MLB news, scores, and highlights all in the palm of your hand. Download Team Stream on the App Store or Google Play today. Bottom half of the third, 8-9-1 due for the Mets, who lead at 1-0. John Lester faces Juan Lagares, who takes outside and low 1-0.
He had a quiet, nice series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. A couple of doubles, 3 hits, and 7 attempts.
Gold Glove center fielder a year ago.
Didn't have that kind of a year this year. In fact, was platooned late in the year once the Mets got Cespedes. He's had a occurring kind of elbow issue that has stopped him from being that super quality center fielder.
I'm still trying to spy that low carry in the strike zone that Madden talked about. I'm still trying to figure out Tasty for his description of Lester too.
I mean, you never know. When you meet Joe Madden and have an exchange, we talked about expensive honey, dark chocolate, Twizzlers. I mean, those are the kind of conversations you have with Joe.
The more we talk, the more we had in common, I found. Especially on the Twizzler front.
That's right. Manuka honey, I think is what he's from New Zealand.
From New Zealand, yeah. Really good for you if you're a little under the weather or you're trying to take care of your throat. Tapped right back to Lester, and the underhand toss for out number 1.
Well, it's been a good start, of course, for Harvey. 5 strikeouts, first time through the order. That's because he came out of this game throwing all his pitches. Changeup gets Fowler, breaking ball gets Schwarber, paints a fastball, has a little cutter going also. It's interesting in these postseason games, sometimes the pitcher comes out and wants to just throw it as hard as he can, but Harvey has come out using all of his pitches.
I always liked, as a general philosophy, if a pitcher had good stuff, to establish all his pitches early in the game. Many times another philosophy would be, let's save a pitch, you know, to the second time around. Let's not show them everything we have.
Fouled off, a ball and a strike. Harvey hit a home run this year. He knocked in 7 runs, 7 hits and 65 at bats. You can run into one. Takes a strike, 1 and 2.
Mets pitchers had 28 RBIs this year. That's the most in the National League. DeGrom and Syndergaard in the middle.
Noah Syndergaard will get the ball in game 2 for Terry Collins against Jake Arrieta. Be there. Curtis Granderson waiting on deck. To right field, right near the line, and Soler makes that catch on the line. Nice running catch by Jorge Soler. Had him shaded that way and able to make the play.
What makes it so difficult is that fence is very low. So once you make the catch, you've really got to stop yourself or you'll flip right over that little railing. Nice job by Soler.
I saw Bill Miller signaling that was a foul ball. Caught by Soler. 2 down. Curtis Granderson grounded out his first time. And the Cubs in that shift. And in this case, Chris Bryant, the third baseman, is in shallow to right field. It's Castro, the second baseman, Rizzo at first, and the rookie Bryant in the hole. Three balls and no strikes.
Almost every team in that shift now is moving the third baseman into that position. That way you keep the shortstop, who covers usually more ground than the third baseman, at that shortstop position.
Yeah, it keeps everybody in their more comfortable roles. Because once you make an extreme shift, there's other responsibilities that go along with that shift. You don't want to put the third baseman in a position to turn a double play, either from the second base side or the shortstop. He doesn't do that all the time. He catches ground balls and he throws them to a bag. So by putting him way over in the hole in the grass, he usually has a strong arm. And he's doing exactly from a different angle when he does the third.
After falling behind 3-0, Lester has run the comp full against Granderson. Granderson, a good hitter with 2 strikes. He's 6 for 11 in the NLDS against the Dodgers.
He's staying in so well on lefties. Doesn't let his front shoulder leak at all. Tries to keep it in there as long as he can to stay on the ball, cover the outside corner.
And Cal, once upon a time, that was one of those things when you looked at him and said, boy, he struggles against lefties. Kevin Long helped him out a lot when they were together with the New York Yankees. Kevin Long, now the hitting coach of the New York Mets, the cage rat. And he continues to help Granderson. Soft liner right at Baez. And that'll do it. In the third, we head to the fourth at Citi Field, 1-0.
You won't believe it till you see it. But at Cricket Wireless, you can get smartphones like the LG Rizio or the Nokia Lumia 635 for as low as $19.99 when you bring your number. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
See the film critics are calling a knockout.
Just tell me that you're not going to be in any danger.
You do this for us. Tom Hanks is flawless. We're not leaving him here. It's an instant Oscar contender. Nobody is safe. Bridge of Spies. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
Who's ready to have a baby? Buster Posey.
You're not my doctor.
Come on, I'm sort of your doctor. I mean, we both wear gloves, and we always deliver in the clutch.
Gloves? Clutch.
No, I'm sorry.
Perhaps we take a vote?
No.
Okay, guys, are we gonna do this or not?
Let him try.
No.
Sorta you isn't you.
Honey, you're embarrassing me in front of Buster Posey.
Esurance helps make sure you only pay for what's right for you, not someone sorta like you. Esurance, official sponsor of Major League Baseball.
Only Wendy's makes a deal feel like a meal. Introducing our new 4 for $4. $4 for a junior bacon cheeseburger, nuggets, fries, and a drink. You're still sitting there? That's fresh, never frozen beef, sizzling bacon, and so much more. Get 4 for $4 now at Wendy's.
Hey, Dad, who is that man?
He's our broker. He helps look after all our money.
Do you pay him?
Of course.
How much?
I don't know exactly.
What if you're not happy? Does he have to pay you back?
Nope.
Why not?
It doesn't work that way.
Why not?
Are you asking enough questions about the way your wealth is managed? Wealth management at Charles Schwab.
Hey, you know what time it is? Postseason time. That means time to get your favorite team's gear at MLB.com shop. Official jerseys, hats, t-shirts, we got them. Get your piece of the postseason right here at MLB.com shop and get shopping.
2015 National League Championship Series coverage on TBS is presented by Exxon and Mobil. Well, nothing to show for their first time through against Matt Harvey. And Dexter Fowler leads it off. Top of the order here in the fourth.
I think if you're Matt Harvey or David Wright, got to be ready for an attempted bunt here by Fowler. Try to get on base. David pinched in at third base.
Harvey with the 1-0. And count even. You may very well be aware of all the stuff surrounding Matt Harvey this year. Follow the Mets, obviously you are. If postseason baseball has you to the set for the first time this year. This is a guy who was coming back from Tommy John surgery. Didn't pitch in 2014. His agent Scott Boras saying that there was a 180 inning limit in that first year back. Said that was on the advice of the surgeon who performed the Tommy John surgery, Dr. James Andrews. Well, Sandy Alderson, the GM of the Mets, said he had been in contact with Dr. Andrews as well, and his report didn't exactly align with what Scott Boras had said. Boras, in fact, saying if you go over the limit, you're putting your pitcher in peril. For his part, Matt Harvey was saying, look, you're going to give me the ball, I'm going to give it all I got, I'm going to fight every time you give it to me. On the ground to right. One down here in the fourth. Moments ago, Sam Ryan spoke with Mets manager Terry Collins.
Terry, so far, Matt making it look easy out there. He had a battle through his last outing. What's the biggest difference you see?
Well, it's all command. I mean, you know, you and I talked last week. The one thing that he has to get is a consistent routine and coming back on regular rest. I think he's showing tonight that his command's back.
As far as Daniel Murphy, when he's seeing the ball as well as he is, and he had 14 home runs during the regular season, what have you noticed about his approach and his confidence of late?
Well, you know, Sam, when he gets hot, I mean, he can hit anybody and at any time. And right now he's swinging great, and we just got to get some guys on ahead of him because I think he'll prove some runs for us.
Thanks a lot, Terry.
All right.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Terry. We saw the curveball fool Schwarber, and it's no balls and a strike. 0-2, and this is to put that Harvey story to bed. So he did pitch 189 in the third in the regular season, and then went 5 in his Game 3 start here against the Dodgers, and he gets the start here in Game 1. And there's a bullet up the middle. Hey, what a catch right there by Wilmer Flores. He went high. There was a lot of ball showing, but he came down with it.
Well, that was after Matt Harvey ducked. He thought that ball was right back at his head.
Well, look at the target. It's supposed to be up. Missed all the way down. And the ball was hit like a laser. Flores reacts really well. Almost tears a hole out of his glove. Just looks like he says, I do that every day. Don't worry about that.
Without question, the hardest hit ball by the Chicago Cubs as we play here in the fourth. Here's Chris Bryant. Bryant grounded out to second his first time.
I mean, what a year for the Cubbies. They might have the Rookie of the Year in Bryant, the Manager of the Year in Madden, Cy Young Award winner in Arrieta.
1 ball, 1 strike. I'll say this, if Chris Bryant isn't the Rookie of the Year, I will personally conduct the investigation.
Thank you.
Leads all rookies in on-base percentage, extra base hits, RBIs, runs scored, tied for first in homers, second in hits behind Matt Duffy. Oh, and by the way, he also stole 13 bags.
I mean, he was the top all of baseball starting in mid-February.
Cubs looking for their first base runner. Up and in, and the count full.
Reached back for a little extra. Lost his mechanics for a minute. Still at 97 miles an hour right there.
In the process of this great season, broke the rookie home run record for the franchise held by Billy Williams. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Matt Harvey, the Dark Knight, in control.
Exxon and Mobil give you energy for all life's journeys, because where we go is who we are. Exxon and Mobil, energy lives here. Exxon and Mobil are proud Plenty partners. Lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
If you're the band Europe, you love a final countdown. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Every villain knows a getaway car requires abundant power, impeccable style, and of course, the cover of darkness. But what if it's a different kind of getaway you're after? The F-Type convertible and the F-Type coupe from Jaguar. Oh, it's good to be bad.
Jaguar has been ranked highest in customer satisfaction with dealer service among luxury brands by J.D. Power.
Black Angus beef and bacon.
So Tex.
Fire roasted peppers and onions.
It's Mex. Let's settle this. Tex!
Should we tell him it's both?
Eventually.
Introducing the Tex-Mex Bacon Thick Burger. Only at Carl's Jr. and Hardy.
The sleeper pick. The guy only you believe in. In 1 week fantasy football on DraftKings, he can be the difference. So trust your gut. Trust your numbers. Trust your Uncle Vito if you want. But know this, that sleeper is out there. The question is, who's gonna play him? This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Play this Sunday for your shot to become a fantasy football millionaire. Play free with promo code HOTDOG.
We live in a pick and choose world. Choose, choose, choose. But at bedtime, why settle for this? Enter Sleep Number. Don't miss the Columbus Day sale. Sleep IQ technology tells you how well you slept and what adjustments you can make. You like the bed soft. He's more hardcore. So your sleep goes from good to great to wow. Only at a Sleep Number store. Right now, save $600 on the #1 rated bed plus 24-month financing. Hurry, end Sunday. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Follow every pitch of the postseason with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Stay connected with highlights, replay reviews, scores, pitch tracking, live radio broadcasts, and more. Download the At Bat app today. Citi Field in New York. Game 1 of the NLCS, and we move to the bottom half of the 4th inning. John Lester against David Wright.
David had a tough series against the Dodgers, but he made that hit count, driving in 2 runs in the first game.
Takes inside, a ball and a strike. Wright hit a sinking liner to left his first time, and Kyle Schwarber made a fine catch. 2-1.
He looks a little better to me right now. Got jammed on the first one, and sometimes it's okay to get jammed. You wait till it gets to you, so you don't pull off of it, stay on top of it.
Missed again, 3-1.
All hitters do the same thing, don't they? They get in a slump, they want to work the middle of the field if they can.
There's that man again waiting in the on-deck circle. Daniel Murphy. The 3-1 to right. Leadoff walk in the fourth. Moments ago, Matt Weiner spoke with Cubs manager Joe Madden.
Joe, Matt Harvey appears to have the full arsenal tonight. What have you thought of your guys' approach so far?
Well, his command's been outrageous. That's a big part of it. His stuff's good, but the command is even better. We just have to stay with it and try to eventually get to him. But more than his stuff, it's his command.
Just like game one of the NLDS, John Lester gave up a run in the first 0 since. What have you thought of him so far?
Good, very good, actually. Outside of the home run, nothing's been hit really hard. I thought his command's been good from here also. Good carry on the pitches. He looks good also.
Thanks, Joe.
My pleasure, buddy. Thanks.
That home run that Joe Madden refers to coming off the bat of the guy at the plate right now, Daniel Murphy. His 4th of the postseason. And it came with nobody on and 2 out in the first.
Well, it's been well documented that John Lester does not like to throw the baseball, especially when a guy is on first. But the Mets don't have any team speed to speak of, so doubt if they'll be able to take advantage of that.
David Ross did a good job to keep that ball in front and keep right at first. 2014, he did not throw over to first. This season, 4 times. There were 2 errors and 2 pickoffs.
But he's done a little better job as the season wore on. 83% success rate, stolen bases earlier in the season. Later, that dropped down to 63%.
The 1-2 with right on the move. Here's the throw by Ross. He is safe. Ball bounces away from Baez.
Looking at real speed, it didn't seem like he got the best of jumps. And that's the advantage you have with Lester is he can't throw the ball to first base, so you can go a little earlier. But just beats the ball to second base, steals it outright.
So with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th, a runner in scoring position for the Mets. And Murphy at the plate.
Daniel Murphy leads the world in talking to the home plate umpire when he's at bat.
3-2 in an official stat, Ron. He is the toughest guy to strike out in the regular season. Struck out 3 times in the Dodger series. Cespedes on deck. Here comes the 3-2, and he got him. Let's take a look at tonight's MLB Memory Bank presented by Bank of America. This was the home run in Game 3 that Yoenis Cespedes hit into the second deck. The bat flip nearly went there too. There was no Joey Bats, but it wasn't bad. And you can share your favorite baseball memories all season long using hashtag MLB Memory Bank. So Wright still the runner at second after the walk and the stolen base. And here's Cespedes, who struck out his first time.
You can see the jersey of Lester. Lots of wind on the field. It'll definitely affect both pitchers.
In tight, 2-0.
Lester looked like he landed wrong and almost fell down after that pitch.
So tell me, the wind, how does the wind affect the pitchers?
It's just, it makes your fingers, makes the ball feel very slick. sometimes tough to control. Almost like he turned his ankle a little there, John.
Breaking pitch over, 2 balls and a strike. A big league pitch.
Oh, this is what makes Lester so tough. Can just flip up a curveball when he's behind the count.
Right with a lead at second. 2-2.
Now that's the pitch that looks like it has some low carry on it. Looks like it's definitely going to be low. Seems like it just stays at the same height.
See both of his home runs in the series against the Dodgers coming on this count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jon Lester.
Definitely the book on Cespedes is when you get 2 strikes and you got a fastball, let's raise the fastball up in the strike zone a little bit. This one's in the top edge of the strike zone. Ross was given a higher target. He hit it perfectly.
Travis d'Arnaud did not hit his ball perfectly his first time up. A blooper into right. He was erased in a double play. He bats now with Wright out there at second. 2 down.
It's interesting, you look at the outfield. Soler, the right fielder, playing awfully shallow. d'Arnaud has great gap power to right center. It's almost where you play pitchers.
Count even, a ball and a strike.
Puts him in a better position to throw a runner out at home plate, which we know he has a really good arm. Made a big throw in the Cardinals series.
Did he ever? The Cardinals about to take the lead in Game 4, and he threw out Tony Cruz at the plate. Kept the game tied, and then the Cubs used the long ball to put Game 4 away. Here comes the 1-1. Another little blooper. Who wants it? Soler darn near overran that thing, but made the play. 4 innings in the books. 1-0 in Game 1.
It's here, the most advanced iPhone yet. Get the new iPhone 6S at T-Mobile, the network that's doubled its LTE coverage in the past year. Our new extended range LTE signal now reaches twice as far as before and is 4 times better in buildings. Want more? Get our lowest price on iPhone 6S with trade-in. 0 upfront and just $5 a month with Jump on Demand. Get it now at T-Mobile.
Why pause a spontaneous moment to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Looking for a real breakfast burrito? Don't look for it at a burger place. Get everything you love about breakfast scrambled, chopped, and dropped into a warm flour tortilla. Stick with the burrito experts, Taco Bell's Grande Scrambler.
Chrysler continues to break new ground in fuel efficiency, quality, and innovation, which is impressive. But doing it for 90 years is a reason to celebrate. And there's even more to celebrate with 0% APR for 72 months at the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration event. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus up to $1,500 total bonus cash on 2015 Chrysler vehicles.
Say what he said. Next up at the plate, Giovanni Flip. Greek yogurt with a flip of tasty goodies on the side. It's the break you make.
To love is life is to live it naturally.
This 2015 NLCS telecast on TBS is brought to you by Cialis and by the Lincoln Motor Company and the entirely new Lincoln MKX.
Cool, crisp New York night. Game 1 of the National League Championship Series here on TBS, and we are zipping right along into the 5th. Matt Harvey and the Mets on top, 1-0. And here's Anthony Rizzo, who cuts through the curveball, 0-1.
It's interesting. The first time up, tried to ambush him on a fastball, hit the big league pop-up. Didn't change his mindset. He was going to go after the fastball again, but Matt Harvey changed the pitch to a curveball. So if you're Rizzo, what are you looking for now?
He takes the 93-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-2.
See him shake his head like first pitch curveball, nasty fastball on the knees.
Coming back inside with a fastball. Oh.
And he plunked him with an 0-2. First base runner of the night for the Chicago Cubs.
Rizzo needs time. That caught him pretty good. He stands right on the dish. If you're going to come inside, you better not be off the plate inside because it's going to hit him.
Well, maybe it's for effect to try to set up the next pitch. He's not going to swing at the ball up and in, and the target clearly was up. Trying to back him off, maybe set him up for a changeup away.
He got hit 30 times in the regular season, the most in baseball. And he has a lead at first. Hit on the button to center field. Lagares is back, and it's over his head. Castro's going to have extra bases. They are going to wave Rizzo. The throw to the plate is high and late, and the game is tied.
Well, that's a case of the swirling winds. Got Lagares right there. He misjudged that ball right off the bat and never could recover.
He put a charge in this one, though. Good backspin on it. Carries over Lagares' head.
Well, the Cubs had not had a base runner coming into the 5th. That changed with the hit batsman. They had not had a hit. That changes with the Castro double, and now they're on the board, and it's a 1-1 game.
It's amazing how fast things can change. You have the count up on Rizzo. You decide to come up and in. You hit him, and the next thing you know, the game's tied. That's how explosive this Cubs team can be.
Castro with his lead at second. Here's Jorge Soler. Soler took a called third strike his first time. One of 6 strikeouts for Matt Harvey. In the dirt, backhanded by d'Arnaud.
Caught that right in the tricep.
In not so many words, he said that's going to leave a mark.
I saw a good one.
A ball and a strike to Soler. Waved at another one, a ball and 2 strikes.
funny how a hit by pitch or a leadoff walk turns quickly into a run.
Heard it said before, everything's a rally in postseason baseball. And we've seen it here in the top half of the fifth. On the ground to third, right. Throws across for out number one. He chased Castro back to the bag at second and made the play.
Did some good breaking balls to Soler that time. Hung one to Castro. Got it back really quickly, made some nice pitches. Got the out without allowing Castro to advance to third.
Here's Javier Baez. Well hit, base hit into left field. Castro's around third. They're going to wave it. Here's the throw to the plate. He is out at the plate. Cespedes to d'Arnaud. The game's still tied.
You just can't run on Cespedes. Last 4 seasons, 48 assists.
Comes in, catch it clean, throws on the right timing, and the ball just beats him by a mile to home plate.
You're down near the bottom of the lineup. I don't think that's a bad play by third base coach Gary Jones. You don't get that many opportunities off these good pitchers.
All Rob Drake had to do behind the plate was make sure the ball was held on to, and it was. David Ross with a big cut, 0-1.
You see Castro with that right hand come down on the glove of d'Arnaud, trying to jar it loose.
There goes Baez. There's the throw into center field. Baez is going for third, and he's going to make it.
d'Arnaud throws from his knee and puts some air underneath it.
Murphy tried to deke Baez, but he was not going to have any of it.
And Lagares didn't feel the bad throw cleanly in center field. There was no play at third. And now they will put David Ross on and pitch to John Lester.
That's all because of the hustle by Baez to get in scoring position. Lester's been challenged as a hitter.
Chicago definitely just doesn't sit back and wait, you know, for the long ball. They hit a lot of long balls and they hit a lot of home runs, but they do have a pretty healthy stolen base game.
Well, after getting absolutely nothing off Matt Harvey in the first 4 innings, here in the 5th, Rizzo hit by an 0-2 pitch. Castro with a double. That tied the game. After a ground out by Soler. Baez with a single. But a great throw by Cespedes. Cut down the runner. There's a strike to Lester.
It almost seems like Harvey went to his off-speed stuff, his slider, when he got in trouble.
Go ahead run 90 feet away for the Cubs. But Lester behind in the count, 0-2.
Forgets he still has that 95 that you want to mix in. And the slider, if the slider doesn't break to the perfect location, becomes a little slower fastball.
In his career at the plate, Lester was 1 for his first 90. He's 3 for his last 16, so the odds are a little better, but he strikes out to end the inning. But the Chicago Cubs tie it up. Starlin Castro on a ball that just kept on carrying. It's tied at 1.
Luxury is being pulled in a new direction, drawn to an idea whose time has come. Built with a revolutionary carbon core that is lighter, leaner, stronger. Because the best way to predict the future is to create it. Introducing the most innovative vehicle in its class, the all-new BMW 7 Series. Driving luxury.
Bob Dylan. To improve my language skills, I've read all your lyrics.
You've read all of my lyrics.
I can read 800 million pages per second.
That's fast.
My analysis shows your major themes are that time passes and love fades.
That sounds about right.
I have never known love.
Maybe we should write a song together.
I can sing.
You can sing?
Do-be-bop, be-bop-a-doo. Dooby-dooby-doo. Do, dooby-doo.
Only Wendy's makes a deal feel like a meal. Introducing our new 4 for $4. $4 for a junior bacon cheeseburger, nuggets, fries, and a drink. You're still sitting there? That's fresh, never frozen beef, sizzling bacon, and so much more. Get 4 for $4 now at Wendy's.
Here's something to shout from the mountaintop. Cricket's plans start at $35 a month after $5 auto-pay credit, with more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Don't miss Ace's biggest ever buy 2 get 1 free LED sale this Friday through Sunday. Buy any 2 select LED bulbs and get 1 free. Mix and match from our best-selling, longest-lasting LED bulbs and get over 80% in energy savings.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Watching football together is great, but I think women would agree. Huddling with their man after the game is nice, too.
The thing is, about half of men over 40 have some degree of erectile dysfunction. Well, Viagra helps guys with ED get and keep an erection.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
Now available in new single packs.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires that go the distance inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven.
So when the wind's blowing like this, Ronnie, does that affect the carrying of the ball?
I think sometimes it does, especially when it is gusting like it is here in Flushing tonight. Get a little backspin on that ball from Castro, and it just kept carrying over Lagares' head.
Well, Michael Kadire leads it off for the Mets in what is now a tie game, 1 apiece. Lester to the plate. And the count even, a ball and a strike.
The old ballpark here, Shea Stadium, the swirling winds was always an issue. This one more closed. Not as bad as the old Shea.
Well, with the big stadiums, there are some areas that come in that it swirls around and actually then makes it carry to left. And you look at the flag and it says, well, it's blowing in from left. But the wind will swirl and actually have the opposite effect. I would imagine it doesn't carry real good to center right now. The high fly ball.
And Kadire takes a called 3rd strike from Lester. 1 down here in the 5th. Our producer Scott Cockrell just always in a great mood every October because it's Chevy Truck Month. Time to make a strong decision like choosing a Chevy Silverado. Chevrolet proud to be the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. So I'm giving our director Matt Lipp a ride in a Silverado the other day. The camaraderie on our crew. Well hit to left, base hit by Wilmer Flores.
This looks like a get-me-over curveball just for a strike. Flores sees it pretty well, stays back on it enough. It's a little lazy line drive.
You know what's interesting is that Bryant was playing even with the bag, almost in. No need to with Flores, who never bunts.
There's Lagares. He tapped back to Lester his first time. And the breaking pitch not quite in the back door. 1-0.
Lester threw that pitch. He stopped. Couldn't understand why Rob Drake did not call it a strike. Ross turned around and addressed Drake.
On the ground, into left field, base hit. Just out of the reach of Chris Bryant.
Looks like a cutter intended to be the outside, catches a little too much of the plate. Tops it in the hole. Just out of the reach of a diving Bryant.
Well, this has been an issue for Matt Harvey all year. Only one sacrifice bunt. He's had trouble bunting all year. And Rizzo, the first baseman, that's about as aggressive as you can play.
He's about to shake hands with him.
Clearly, you need to bunt this from the third. Make the third baseman come in and field it.
Bunts it foul at the plate, 0-1.
Sometimes it's hard to correct, but when you watch Matt bunt, he stabs at the baseball. If you stab at it, that's why he's having a tough year bunting. Got to really catch the ball with the bat. That's what it should feel like.
I always describe it when I'm teaching it to young kids. Let it hit the bat. Just let it hit the bat. Now, when you get really good at it, you can start to give with it, which deadens it a little bit. But just put it out there and let the ball hit the bat. And just angle the bat where you can guide it where you want it to go.
Well, he pulled the bat back. Tried the old butcher boy. 0-2.
Well, really what you want to do if you're Harvey is you just want to bunt this ball to the right of Lester. Make him make the play. Let him think about throwing the ball.
He gets that one down. The throw to third. They're going to rule